Okay, in this video we're going to have a quick look at creating an Apple loop in the application Loop Editor. So this is an application for creating AIF Apple loops and CAF Apple loops, as well as acidized WAVs, and for doing all sorts of looping stuff. But we're just going to have a quick look at making an Apple loop in this video. So in Logic, I've got a MIDI piano loop here. Sorry, let me just put that to the right tempo. Okay, so I want to make this into an Apple loop. So first of all, I'm going to bounce this out. It's a 4-bar phrase. It's exactly 4 bars. It's quantized. Everything's neat and tidy. I'm going to bounce this out as a WAV file, and I'm going to call it loop original. I'm just going to check that on the desktop. Okay, so here's our WAV file of the loop. It's just an ordinary WAV. So as you would expect, if you bring that into Logic, it will not conform to the grid. So if I play this back at the original tempo, all will be fine. But if I change the tempo slightly, you can see that loop does not conform to the grid. And there's no, if you look in the parameters box of that region, there's no follow tempo option. So there's no tempo information on this WAV file at the moment. So to create an Apple loop, you can do it in Logic, but we're looking at doing it in this specialized loop editor application. So let's bring that loop into Loop Editor. So we're just going to add files, and here it is. Okay, and we'll highlight that one. Okay, so there's the loop. And we've got an overview of the waveform up here. We can change the volume, and where it says waveform here, this is where we're going to do some work on this loop to add tempo information slices to this loop so that Logic can interpret them, hopefully. So we know this loop in Logic is running at 103, so it was exported at 103, so it is a 103 BPM loop. So, and it's 4 bars of 4/4, all very neat and tidy, simple. It is a little bit syncopated, and that's deliberate, so that some of the sustains of the piano go over the beat. So one of the scripts that comes with Loop Editor enables you to detect the tempo, which is quite handy. So let's try that and see if it gets it right. So estimate tempo, and if you come down to the bottom right where we have all the attributes of this loop that we're going to fill in, it's already worked out that it's 103. Now I don't know why it's putting in 8 beats here. Not sure, because that's a 4-bar phrase running in 4/4. Can prove that to you. Logic, 103 BPM, 4/4, 4 bars, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is a 16-beat loop. So we need to change that to 16. Let's do that. Okay, so we can add in authors. We can tell it's a single part. We can tell it's a piano. Now the key I know is B minor, so I'm going to put B there, and then the scale type here I'm going to put minor. Playback type I want to be looping. The time signature is already in, 4/4. So we've got all the attributes done. So if we export that, sorry, that's my dog. She does this if I try and export a file without adding slices. That will become apparent in a minute. Anyway, have another go. Export. Okay. Here's the options. Format, AIF, Apple loops. Let's just do that one for now. You can do acidized WAVs as well. I've got the anti-click to try and avoid a click at the beginning of the file. That's handy. Let's export. And let's go and see where that's gone. Okay, so here's that one. It's called Loop Original AIF. So let's just change that to no slices. Alright, so back into Logic. You kind of know what's going to happen here. We drag that one in. Now this little overlapping circles here, these 2 circles here, means this is a stereo file, but that is not the symbol for an Apple loop. So that is not Apple looped yet. There's no tempo options in the parameter box. If we change the tempo, it doesn't conform to the grid. Okay, so What this loop needs, or this file needs, is tempo information and slices, so that Logic can interpret it and change the tempo and change the key, transpose it. So under Edit, if we come to Add Slices, we can add a slice at the beginning and the end, and we can try and make them shift to the nearest zero crossing point. Let's just try putting them on a quarter note, so every beat. 4 in a bar, 16 slices plus 1 at the beginning, and it's going to add a slice at the end as well. But let's just try that. And now we can see it in the waveform box here. 3, 4, 1, 2. So they're on the beat. As you can see, the problem is that quite a lot of the piano phrasing is off the beat. It's syncopated. So that might not work so well. But let's see. So we've got them on the beat. Let's try that. Let's export all the same attributes. Let's do that. Now this is this one here. Loop. It'd be really handy if you could export these and actually title them up at the same time, I think. But anyway, loop, quarter slices. Back into Logic. Quarter slices. Now, you can see the little symbol is 2 circles with a line underneath it. This is the symbol for an Apple loop. And you'll also notice that in the parameter region box, we've got a follow tempo option, which is ticked. So when we change the tempo, you can see that the new Apple loop conforms to the grid. In other words, it will change tempo, unlike the other two. So if I change the tempo, let's go up a bit. It's definitely moving up in tempo, but it's not really working very well. There's lots of sort of double strikes happening there. If we transpose it as well, let's go down into A minor. This loop was in B minor. We told it was in B minor in Loop Editor, and this project is in B minor. This is now going to run in A minor because we've got it transposed down 2 semitones. And it's all over the place, isn't it? It's almost got like an echo effect. You might like that, but it's not what we wanted it. We wanted it to try and just sound like the original, but transposed down 2 and the tempo up a little bit. So those slices aren't working. Let's come back to Loop Editor and let's try changing the slices. So add slices, and let's try doing beat detection and magnitude. So this is going to just automatically select slicing points based on the level, the amplitude, the sound level of bits of that loop. So it'll try and find the important points by finding a louder section and putting a slice there. And you change the sensitivity here. Although if you're trying to get it to find a point that you know is an important point to have a slice on, you can end up just adding too many slices, and then I think it just becomes too complicated. But let's try that. There's a lot of slices there. Let's add those. Way too many. But let's just export that for fun. Export. So the one we want is this one. This is auto. Let's call it mag auto. Let's try that one in Logic. Mag auto comes in. It's definitely an Apple loop still, obviously. Obviously it's an Apple loop again, but and we've got the tempo right up. Let's try transposing it down as well, like the others. Sorry. That's not right there, is it? There's some timing issues gone on there, and also it's warbling a lot. So that's not working brilliantly. So back to Loop Editor. This will be the way to do it. Yeah, too many slices. Add slices, and we're going to go back to tempo, add them on the quarter, but we're going to edit these manually. So I'm going to play the track back, play the file back, sorry. So definitely got a bit of something going on there. Bum. So let's go to there, and we can use S to add a slice. And there is one there, that third one. And obviously there's one there. You can see the magnitude on that one easily. So we got da ba ba ba, hold, and then a slice here. da 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 da, ba bum, and then hold, sustain, and then another one here. So there is a little da da bum. Obviously there's one there. Now you could spend a lot more time and zoom in much more and get these absolutely in the right place. I'm just doing this quite quickly. See there, we don't want a slice there, we want it there. Let's lift that. Da, da, da. And then hold. Obviously we want one there. There's going to be a little something in there, I think. Ba ba ba. Anyway, it needs more fine tuning, but you get the idea. They're on the important bits of interest of this piano phrasing, and we've taken the slices out where the piano sustains, like there, there, there. Da -da. Let's export that one. Okay. Loop manual. Let's try that. So back into Logic. So, okay, so we're running at 113. This is the manual sliced version. So the original was 103. Slightly funny at the beginning, but let's drop it down to semitones like the others, and then let's just put the speed up a little bit. Much better. And then that will loop. No double hits in there. So that's the trick with that piano, that type of piano loop, I think, is to just add the slices in manually. If you were dealing with a regular drum beat, then it's very easy to add, to use Loop Editor and add the slices in automatically. But with something like this, where you've got to tell it where the sustain periods are, I think, and where something's happening, and then it works a lot better. Anyway, just a very quick look at Loop Editor. Definitely worth a look. It's an excellent application. Thanks for watching.